What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Philadelphia Phillies pregame show. I'm your host, Dylan Davis. You can check me out on Twitter at DylanJD98 and my new co-host here on the Phillies pregame show. And we'll be having a whole roundtable of DSM's crew coming through the show as the season rolls on. But tonight in person, for the first time, my man George Ryder. Check him out on Twitter at _George Ryder. Kind of likes it. Does that mean is the audio flowing? George, speak for the people. Let us know if you guys can hear us.
Testing. 1, 2. It took a little bit to get everything situated, but I think we're good. Kata, let us know what's going on.
Yeah, there were a few technical difficulties, a few snags as we were trying to go live. We kept having to push the time back. So right now it's 6:42. We have you guys for about 20 minutes or so before first pitch with Aaron Nola and Spencer Strider step on the mound. So, George, let's start with last night's game. The Fightins come out of the All-Star break and get swept at home by the Chicago Cubs for the first time in 20-some years.
Yeah.
And everyone was down and out on them, and I'm not saying one win should bring people really back in, but it was a very important win. It was a big win last night in big-time fashion by the man Bryson Stott with his 8th inning heroic. So just talk to me a little bit about last night's game and kind of the momentum they can take from there against Atlanta in this series.
Obviously, after getting swept by the Cubs, it was kind of a downer on everybody. Soto's being rumored to the Cardinals, so everyone's kind of down. But coming out and beating the Braves in Game 1 is huge. Bryson Stott comes up just ginormous. He's 5 RBIs, tied for the most ribbies in a game by a Phillies rookie shortstop since 1920. And that's when they started tracking the stats. So that says a lot. Castellanos hit. You got a Vierling hit. Bohm hit 3 times. You got 5 solid shutout Ranger innings. It was a type of game where everything kind of went perfect. And at the end, when everything seemed down, they turned it around. And Stott came out huge. Stott, the last month he's hitting 265, 359, 456. He's a 127 OPS plus. You already know he's picking it up. He's a young kid, kind of what happened. So it was a good all-around team win, pretty much. Bullpen comes in and closes it out, and now we get to feel a little more optimistic coming into the night.
Yeah, it was something I was talking about on the Faithful Fanatic show right before this with Kata Hot. The way the young guys have been able to step up, and like I said, you got swept by the Cubs, so it's hard to say they've been playing well with recency bias intact, but – you look at last night's game. What happens in the 8th inning? There's 2 outs, mind you.
Yep.
So that's all with a 2-out rally with a pitcher who I forget the numbers they read out. Only one other player in the
AJ Minter.
Yeah, he had only given up a home run before last night to Bryson Stott. But Alec Bohm starts that inning off with a single with 2 outs. Munoz comes up because Bohm takes off on a 1-2 count to steal. Yep. He gets the second baseman shifting. He's got to turn his momentum back around. The ball doesn't even get out of the infield, but Munoz gets down the baseline, gets the first base, and ultimately gets Bryson Stott up to bat. But he's the name to talk about. You read all the numbers. I think another number is he has 7 home runs, and I believe all 7, or he's homered 7 times since June 1st, or right around that mark. So it's important to see him hitting for average. It's important to see him hitting for power. If nothing else, the kid seems to have somewhat of a clutch gene. You go back to the Angels game. I know everyone looks at Bryce's grand slam to tie it, which, the game doesn't happen unless Bryce does that. But then it doesn't end if Bryson Stott doesn't do what he does in the bottom of the 9th there. And like I said, you saw in the 8th last night.
Yeah, that was nice. And Stott's the type of guy that it's you see Moniak get sent down. You've seen guys like Kingery get sent down, and you know how those things have gone. And Bryson Stott's the type of prospect where you can kind of wait it out a little bit. He's young, but that swing on that homer was freaking gorgeous. It was gorgeous. And AJ Minter is nothing that kid is a freaking stud. So hitting a home run off him there in that moment, like you said, clutch gene is kind of the perfect description. And I know not a lot of people put that into account, but I feel like clutch gene is kind of a real thing. It really is.
Well, it's nothing to sneeze at talking about AJ Minter when the fact is only one other player in the league has a home run off of him this season. So that's huge in itself. And then you even go back to the young guys. I'm talking probably a month ago now, right around there in Milwaukee when Boehm and Vierling homer off a hater in the ninth, and they come back and win that game. The young kids have really kept this team afloat. Now, don't get me wrong. This team's not where they are post Bryce Harper and Gene Segura without Kyle Schwarber's tear. And he's, if not the biggest leader, one of the biggest leaders in this clubhouse. But he's cooled off. Castellanos has not stepped up the way we would have liked in Bryce's absence.
Lost his hearing.
Reese is Reese right now, man. He's hitting like 252, whatever. JT's starting to heat up, but before that, so it was really, they're a half a game out of the wild card because you had one veteran go on one of the hottest tears you'll ever see, and then a bunch of kids at the bottom of the lineup really step up.
Especially against Sean Boone, dude. He went 3 for 4 yesterday, and the last month he's hitting 410. That blows my mind.
He's finally figuring out how to hit the ball in the air.
Yeah, I think that's one way.
And it'll do wonders for the kid going forward. But last night was a huge victory for the Fightins. It's a game. It's another one where this team doesn't win that game last year, right?
No.
They don't bounce back after getting swept by the Cubs, losing 4-3 late in the game against Atlanta. They don't come back from that kind of not that kind of deficit. It's a one-run game, but you get my point.
The team rolls.
That team, they're shorthanded. Ranger came out in the 5th inning, so that's a bullpen game from that point on. The bullpen did a great job. So yeah, let's see how they can take the momentum into tonight. And speaking of tonight, let's get into the pitching matchup. It's a Nola day.
It's a good one.
Aaron Nola's on the bump with a 3.13 ERA coming into tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, George Ryder is deathly afraid of Spencer Strider. I didn't know about this phobia before he came over to do the show, but he's afraid of what did you say? He's up for NL Rookie of the Year right now?
He's odds-on favorite right now.
Okay.
For NL Rookie of the
He
Year.
comes in tonight with a 3.03 ERA against the Fightins. We haven't played him. We haven't faced him this year.
He came in for 2 innings against us. I'm guessing it's the beginning of the year. I didn't really look into it, but he has not started against us yet.
Okay, so it's the first time the Phillies are really getting a glimpse of what George would call a young phenom. So let me ask you, who do you give the edge to in this matchup?
See, that's tough. I'm gonna give the edge to Spencer Strider only because I feel like the Braves have more potential to hit against Nola, which is kind of, that sounds like I'm talking bad about Nola, but in general, it's a very close pitching matchup. Spencer Strider, obviously, NL Rookie of the Year this season. He's 23 years old, fastball, slider, changeup. They all move like crazy. Freaking 114 strikeouts in 74 innings. 99th percentile in K rate, 95th in whiff percentage, 98th percentile in fastball velo. He's a stud. I don't know about young phenom, we will see, but he's a stud. I give the advantage to Spencer Strider. I hate to say it. I want Aaron Nola to dominate tonight. I want Spencer Strider to get absolutely annihilated. But I think it's going to be a good pitching matchup. I think we're going to see a good game.
I was looking for my phone to get my calculator out to give the George because apparently that's what he is now. He's a closeted Mets fan, and now he's a calculator as well. Kata says over under 12 strikeouts for Spencer Strider tonight. Take the under.
That's
bro.
a troll.
Come on.
That's a troll. Come on.
He also says the Phils have also never seen Strider before. Braves have seen Nola a ton.
That's a good point.
Which they have.
That's a good point. Austin Riley is raking against Nola. Acuna rakes against Nola. Matt Olson, small sample size, but he does hit 333 against them. So, yeah, you got guys in the Braves lineup that know Nola and that have seen Nola. And you got guys in the Phillies lineup that have seen Strider maybe once or twice. I know Schwarber is like 0 for 2. I know Costi, I saw was 0 for 2. It's like, yeah.
So we're giving the edge to Spencer Strider in terms of pitching matchup. But now let's get to our Phillies lineup card tonight. Back in the leadoff spot,
yes,
Kyle Schwarber. No more Matt Vierling leading off. Kyle Schwarber is back in the leadoff spot. Hopefully that can kind of turn around the ship on his cold streak at the moment. Reese Hoskins back up in the 2-hole at first base. JT Realmuto catching tonight, hitting third. With the way he's been hitting, I like it. I also hate JT in the cleanup spot, so I'm glad he's either above the 4-hole or slightly below the 4-hole. I'll take him at 3. Derek Hall back in the lineup, DHing in the cleanup spot tonight. It's fine with me. Castellanos, keep him out of the cleanup spot as well at the moment. Although he's starting to turn things around a little bit. He had a 2-hit night last night.
Yes.
He either had a 2-hit night or a 1-hit night with a walk the night before. So we'll see if his altercation with Jim Salisbury gets him going. Bryson Stott, the hero of last night, playing at second base tonight, hitting 6th. Alec Boehm at third base, hitting 7th. Didi Gregorius in the lineup at shortstop, and then rallied off by Matt Vierling in center field.
From 1 to 9 real fast.
Phil says, how do you keep putting Boehm in the bottom 3 of this order?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you, Phil. I do. Alec Boehm has been nothing but consistent this last month. And if there's one thing that we've all known about him since he's came up, it's like, this guy can hit. This guy can hit. So, yeah, I think him being down that far is troubling. But you see some of the guys in this lineup, and it kind of makes sense. You're going to put Boehm cleanup? No. You're going to put Hall cleanup is perfect. You got Castellanos in there. You still got JT. I mean, it's hard to put him anywhere else. But I agree with you. It seems like he'd be a top of the lineup hitter as of now.
Yeah. So sorry for everyone seeing my mug at the moment. We're new to this whole setup, and when I shared the screen, I didn't realize it would bring my face right back into it. So this is new to me.
This is only one. This is the first time.
This is your Phillies lineup right now. Kata says I'd swap Boehm for Hoskins. Yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. I mean, I wouldn't have Reese hitting 7th, but
I'm not going to put Reese 7th.
I wouldn't mind Reese hitting 5th. It depends, man, how much you really want to tweak it.
Schwarber, Boom, JT, Hall, Costi. I don't know.
Or Reese Costi.
Yeah, it could be Reese Costi. Yeah.
Listen, the last thing I'll say about this lineup, Didi Gregorius, I wish I never had to see in this lineup again. Hopefully soon. Let's just get this out of the way. When Gene Segura comes back, because he's at his rehab assignment tonight in AAA, hopefully we're a week or so.
Yeah,
away?
I'd say shoot
10 days.
Shoot for the beginning of August.
Okay.
Yeah.
It needs to be Bryson Stott's job at shortstop.
100%.
And it needs to, and Gene will be back at second. And that needs to be that. That needs to be your infield. Boehm's your everyday at third. Reese is your everyday at first. And until Bryce comes back, you'll still see Derek Hall in the DH spot.
Fun to get a consistent flow of things.
Yeah, there's no more Didi in and out. No more. I like him as a utility guy. No more Johan Camargo in and out. Yes. No more Munoz. He's not an MLB player. Sorry, everybody. No, he had a moonshot in Miami. He's not an everyday MLB player.
Yes, he did.
Just some consistency. That's what Gene's going to bring back to the lineup. But my last thing about this lineup is the fact that I guess I'm just utterly stupid.
Okay. Explain.
I'm still believing in the fact that Nick Castellanos will come out of it at some point this season.
No, you're not stupid.
He's making me seem stupid for months now.
I agree with you. Nick Castellanos is. It sucks because we've been over this, and it's like he will pick it up. 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 And like the last 2 games are an indicator of this guy could be picking it up. And maybe that Salisbury thing was a little move forward type thing. I'm on the same boat as you. I'm either going to die on the ship and be utterly stupid and we're not going to make the playoffs, or we're riding Castellanos back until it all falls off.
And Phil said, I mean, we aren't in May anymore. It's late July.
It's true. It's true.
I know.
We're stupid, Phil.
Phil, I get it.
He's going to pick it up, man. He's too good of a hitter to be hitting at this rate for the rest of the season.
I just don't get how he can't catch up to a fastball.
It's so frustrating.
I don't get it, dude.
No, it's so frustrating because like he's the type of guy that you watch him in fucking Cincy, and it's like he's perfect. I want to Costi over Schwarber. Like if we're talking one in free agency, it's like I want Castellanos.
What was he in MVP voting last year? 3?
Yeah.
Not top 5. The Reds
top 5.
Right.
He's top 5.
Hit for what? Over 300, 34, 35 home runs. Yes. Over 100 RBIs.
Yeah.
And now this year, like, dude, forget the struggles at the plate, forget the Ks, for all that. The lack of power is absolutely insane to me as well. He has 8 home runs.
8. What did you expect coming in? I expect at least 25.
Yeah. He's going to be lucky to crack 15 at this point.
Yeah, no, it's
he's on pace for under 15 at this point.
It's bad.
That's a problem. But anyway, We have about less than 10 minutes left, so let's get into predictions for tonight. Some player of the game previews, and also maybe just kind of what the Phillies need to do tonight. So let's start there. What do the Phillies need to do to get a win tonight? Kata's saying right here, the defense is really killing this team in left and right field.
Yeah,
it's not just that, it's killing them all over the place. Reese was terrible last night. I don't know if it was the Johan throw, but I don't know why he had his lead leg toward home plate in that scenario. They've been a mess all around, and John Kruk was hinting at it in the beginning of the game. You're undermanned against the reigning champs who have a good chance to repeat. They're better than you right now. Oh, yeah. You have to play almost perfect ball. Phillies played far from perfect ball last night and found a way to win. What do they need to do tonight to find the way to win?
Get on Strider early, and it's so simple to say. Get on him early, get on him quick.
How do you do so?
That's the thing, and I don't know if you do. See, Spencer, I'm a Spencer Strider guy, but he's awesome, and you need to take advantage of him not seeing you. I know you haven't seen Strider, but I know you've watched him. I'm talking to everyone in the Phillies lineup. Get on him early. If you get on him early and you rattle him, then there is potential in this game. Because Aaron Nola is not going out there to lose. Aaron Nola's been freaking phenomenal. He's been awesome. Like, it's everything I wanted. We always think of Nola as a roller coaster, but he's been consistent. He's been the man. Like, he strikes out at such a high rate. Everything is going for him. So if you get on him early and Nola can somehow shut this Braves team down, I'm thinking like this over under tonight is putting into betting terms is 7.5. I think it goes under, and I think if you get on them early, the Phillies win 3-2. Like that, there's something to getting on a young pitcher early. We saw it in Miami when we were in the Poconos. Actually, we saw it in Miami, and hopefully we see it tonight. I know Spencer Strider is not Myers. I know it's not Spencer Strider's debut. Get on him early. If there is one thing that you need to do, just do that.
Discipline. Like Kata's saying, which is it's a weird combination when you're trying to get on a young stud pitcher early. It's weird to have discipline and also want to get out an account early. Yeah. You don't want to sit, take first ball strike.
Yep.
Maybe get down in a 1-2 count, a 2-2 count, because now you're at a disadvantage against a guy. But you also want to have the discipline to make them work the count, make them throw pitches early on. Don't first swing out, second swing out. That it's a weird combination to have. So, George, do the Phillies win? And if they are to win, who's your player of the game leading them to victory?
Putting it all on the table here. The Phils win tonight. The Phils, after getting swept by the Cubs, they win a miraculous one yesterday, one of the best games of the year. They come out tonight. They beat the Rookie of the Year. Phils win. Player of the game, Aaron Nola. He goes seven innings strong. That is, I am praying. 7 innings strong from Nola. Phils have the lead when he comes out of the game. Phils hold on to the lead. Phils win tonight. I think this is going to be just one of those games. We win tonight. We win the series, and things turn around a little bit. That is all you can hope for. How about you?
Am I going to do it?
You're going to pick the Braves, aren't you?
No.
Oh, I was going to say.
No, because if you tuned in to the Faithful Fanatic show, I know my man Phil did. I'm calm, cool, and collected on the Phillies right now. If they lose, they lose.
Calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, dude, it's the end of July. It's not September 1st. If they lose a game to the Braves, it's not the end of the world. That's where I'm at right now. But the Phillies will win tonight because they're going to be playing for the sweep while I'm in the stadium tomorrow in the ballpark.
Oh, this is developing.
This is breaking news here.
Big news.
Look for me on TV, row 2, first baseline.
Whew.
Cheap tickets the day before. Can't ever go wrong on Ticketmaster.
Right.
But Phil's win tonight. Look for the sweep tomorrow because thank you, Jim Salisbury. Nick Castellanos hits his 9th bomb tonight. and the Phils win.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking. I also think it's a great all across the board pitching performance from the Phillies tonight. I agree with you. I think Nola has a nice night, which will lead us into our best bet. Guys, this is going to be a segment in every Phillies pregame show we do here. So let's get to that. George, what is your best bet tonight for the people in this Phillies-Braves matchup?
Yes, bringing some gambling into the talk. I know this is going to contradict my NOLA talk, obviously, but I'm going with Austin Riley over 1.5 total bases tonight. He went 2 for 4 last night. He had 3 total bases, a double and a single. His career versus NOLA, he's 13 for 25. He hits .382 against them. Listen, whether NOLA does good, whether NOLA does bad, Austin Riley has the potential to hit 1 double. He has a potential. He has the potential to hit 2 singles. This man, he bats a consistent 300 this year. I think he's at 295. I'm going with Austin Riley over 1.5 total bases. Man, I wanted to pick a Philly so bad, but I couldn't do it. So I'm going Riley. It's plus 125 on FanDuel. It's a safe bet.
I like it, man. And no offense, but if you heard George's spiel about Spencer Strider, you would see why he's not on anyone in the Phillies lineup tonight. But I'm going to stick on the NOLA train, and I know this is tough against a strong Atlanta Braves lineup. I'm going NOLA over in strikeouts. That line is set at 7.5 at the moment. You get it at minus 110 on DraftKings. But if you want to dabble in either one of our bets and you want to put them together, George, with the same game parlay, brought to you by FanDuel, the odds for NOLA over 7.5 strikeouts and Austin Riley 2+ total bases is plus 399.
Ooh, and I will say he does have 137 Ks and 126 innings this year, so technically he should get 8 Ks. If we're talking statistics, he should get 8 Ks.
Technically,
he's been a strikeout.
Yes.
He's been a strikeout machine. I love that bet. He's been a strikeout machine this year.
If you were to bet any Philly hitters, because I looked at the lines, every Phillies player is just half a base. None of them are set at over 1.5 bases like some of the Braves are. Every Phillies is over under half a base. Who do you like tonight against Spencer Strider to get a hit or more?
I'm going to lay it on the table just like you and Kata, Nick Castellanos, and put it for 2 bases because I think he's getting that homer tonight. I agree with you guys. It's the Salisbury turnaround. You know, he's gonna hit the homer. He's gonna run around. He's gonna look up in the booth. He's gonna point at him. It's gonna be great. I'm excited.
All right, everybody, that is going to wrap up our first combined live Philadelphia Phillies pregame show. We will not be back tomorrow. Of course, George will be at work cleaning toilets, and I will be at the game. But we'll be back Thursday. And we'll be back going forward for as many games as we can get together for. So thank you guys to everyone who tuned in, Kata, Phil, everyone that joined the chat. Guys, if you want to join the chat here on DSM Media, on the Phillies pregame show, on any show that we do live, head on over to the YouTube channel or the Facebook channel. Hit the follow button, hit that subscribe button. That's the easiest way to get your comments involved and interact with us here on the streams. We got about 1 minute until first pitch.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get done earlier next time.
With that being said, everybody enjoy the game, ring the bell, and go Phils.